Hey kids! I thought Mother wrote you, but I just found out she didn't. Well, here's the story. I came in from the farm just ahead of a very bad looking cloud and parked in front of the Mays County Mercantile Company. I ran up to the Hardy building to close up the office, but before I could get back down the stairs, it began to rain hard. And the hail, I'd never seen anything like it before. I waited at the foot of the stairs for it to let up a little so I could go home, but it got worse. Then it got really dark and things began to fly down the street. I went back up to the top of the stairs towards the office, and then all hell broke loose. Like hail hitting a tin roof, only 100 times louder. A minute later, it was all over. The roof of the building was gone, and the one wall west of me came over the open roof and caught against the wall I was leaning up against. Miraculously, I was protected by the flying timber and brick. I went downstairs and saw Main Street wrecked. I ran down to the car and found the whole front of the Mercantile on top of it. So I ran all the way home. At the time we had lived on Northeast First in Elliott. I walked through knee-deep water, climbing over rooftops and debris covering Main Street. I knew our house was gone. It was still raining so hard I could barely see 20 feet in front of me. When I arrived at the house, it was a wreck, but Mother was surprisingly calm. She was trying to find out who was leaving blood everywhere, but what she didn't know is she was backtracking herself as blood was running out of her shoe from a splinter or something that had went through her leg. She swore she was okay, but insisted that I run back to town to find my brother Tom. So I ran downtown again, hearing people scream under the wreckage, but never stopped to look. A man in front of the bank said Tom was up at the Hardy building looking for me. So I ran over there, but didn't find him. But I knew he was okay, somewhere. When I went up to the building looking for Tom, the leaning wall that had protected me was down flat with tons of bricks on top of it. When I got back home, Tom was dressing Mother's leg. Once I realized they were both safe, I headed back out to help with the rescue efforts. I found a woman in the yard 3 doors down. Some flying tin from a roof had chopped off her leg. I wrapped her leg in a sheet and we found a car just down the street, and she was headed to the hospital. There are over 100 dead and at least 500 wounded. We don't count the wounded unless it's serious. Most of the buildings on Main Street are down. The Baptist church, flat. Bill Nicklin, the county judge, was going home and it got so bad he ran into the Burdick's house, and both he and Miss Burdick were killed. Her home and the one east were completely blown away, and every building from there back to the cemetery is flat. Windows are blown out and roofs are all over town, but the tornado went straight down Main Street. It was about 1.5 blocks wide. Our house was on the north edge of it. We were putting a new roof on today. We got to the south side about noon and stopped on the account of rain. Now all the windows are out and everything in the house is wet. We have gas and lights today, so that makes it much better. The insurance adjuster was up today. We got $1,900 on the house, $600 on the contents, $200 on the garage, and we think that's fair. There's at least 50 state patrol here to help. The DuPont company has been a wonderful help. They've moved in big cranes, bulldozers, trucks, and helped clean up the streets. At first, it was impossible for ambulances to get on Main Street until we got a path cleared. I just heard they found a little girl under a roof east of town, 3 years old, badly cut, leg broken, but she's still alive. They hauled off our car to a vacant lot as junk, but I found it and had a wrecker drag it back to the house, as I wanted those good tires. All 4 were good. I sent you a picture of it, and it had been insured. I'll send you some more pictures of town soon. I'm still shaky, Dad.